Hey up people, this is Rob, New York Network. Gonna be doing a short tutorial on how to advertise on Facebook. And before we start, I'd like to say that just by watching this, you could be £50 richer by the end of this, so that's something to bear in mind. Right, so Facebook has been in the news this week. It floated its shares at a record ridiculous price of super billions. All good for the people involved, you know, from the film to social network. Justin Timberlake did well. The nerdy guy who plays the nerd in all the films did well. So it's all good at Facebook, but everyone's saying like, why is it worth this much? I mean, you don't pay for it, it's free. Well, the investors are kind of thinking that the advertising is worth it for the advertising potential, because Facebook it has about 900 million users, which makes it very popular. And if it was a country, it would be the world's third largest country, 900 million. So with great numbers comes great opportunity, and we have the adverts here. And interestingly enough, anyone can advertise on here, well, within reason and laws, but we're going to look at it today from an artist's perspective and why you might be interested in advertising on Facebook, and why it might be less expensive than you might think. So, why would we advertise? Why would we even need to advertise on Facebook? I mean, it's free. If we're putting on an event, we can just create an event, invite our friends, and it's all good. That's an interesting theory there, but I'm sure anyone who's actually put on an exhibition or event and tried to get people to go will tell you that it's not as easy as it sounds. People are kind of very busy, and kind of you end up, if you're lucky, if you bribe people with beer and other things, you might get a few of your friends down and a few of their mates down, and you'll all have a nice little party. However, that kind of is not the point of putting on exhibitions and art events. While it's nice to have a party and have a nice little drink with your friends, the focus is supposed to be the art or performance or talk or anything. You know, you're wanting people to come down for that, and not because, you know, it's your friends and they like you and you're giving them free beer. So we're going to look at how maybe if we use Facebook advertising we could overcome this thing. So I'm sure you're probably in the 800 million or 900 million and you've got a Facebook account. So you probably, if you use Facebook, you're of one of two kinds of people. You just add your friends, so you've just got like your friends and people that you know, or you just add anyone. And we're going to look at why this might be a problem if you were just creating an event and trying to get people down. First off, if you just add anyone and you've just like got thousands of friends, your timeline's probably like spammed out. You don't know what's going on. You're probably getting invites to things and you're just like, yeah, whatever, and you know, you just ignore everything. If you just add your friends, that's pretty cool, but you know, your friends, they like you, but they might not be that interested in what you do, you know, like your interests, because with your friends, you know, they're your friends, but if you're putting on an event, they might be into art, they might be interested, or they might just think whatever. So you're kind of limiting yourself there. What you need is, you need to be putting on your event, and you need to be telling people who are actually interested in that event about your event, so that they can come and, you know, you can all share in the event. And these people may not be your friends on Facebook. Say you're putting on a screening of Battleship Potemkin, and you're gonna have a discussion about Russian avant-garde cinema. You know, you could, if you've got thousands of friends, you could put on the event and join the thousands of other spammer people and get pretty ignored. Or you could just advertise you to your close friends and family and relatives who are just going to be like, yeah, cool. Or you can be lucky and be in like the small minority of people in the world who are very popular and liked by lots of people, in which case you're probably not watching this, you're probably out there putting on events. Yeah, so that's like a problem that people have, is they want to put on these cool events, they have these really cool ideas, and then they kind of get discouraged because, you know, like we say, not many people are going to hear about it, not many people are going to come down, and, you know, when you think about all the effort that you got to put in, and, you know, whether it's going to be worth it, whether you should just have a party at your house, that's kind of like the thing that we're going to be trying to figure out, how to use Facebook to get around this. So what we can do to get around this is we can buy advertising space here, so that when one of the 800 million people who are on Facebook they get to see, you know, it's in their face kind of thing. They're not just getting a thing sent up here which they can just like, yeah, ignore. Now you might be thinking, well, to advertise here it must cost millions of pounds. And yeah, you'd think that, wouldn't you? But no, it doesn't. So to crack on, we're going to look into creating an advert up here, and for the most part you're going to be like, yeah, whatever, putting an advert up here, nah. And then at one point in the tutorial you're going to be, oh, it makes sense, and you're going to be, yeah. So I'm going to point out that bit where you're going to be like, yeah, this is cool, because it does get a lot cooler than I'm painting it out to be. So we gotta, I just went pretty fast there. What you need to do is get on your Facebook, get on your page, go down here to the bottom, and there's this little advertising link. Now we've got this, reach over 800 million, I think it's 900 now. So we just want to, we've got all this, reach your target customers, this is all why Facebook is so valuable, deepen your relationships and control your budget. So let's see if it actually works out in practice. So I can advertise now. To start off with, I promise you £50, and I'm not going to be a liar. I'm going to actually show you how you can get £50 worth of Facebook advertising for little to nothing if you go on eBay, because, you know, this is why Facebook makes its money. It's not free, so you do have to pay, but you'd be surprised how cheaply it is to advertise on Facebook, and the leverage that you get in relation to the amount of money that you spent in terms of reaching actual people who are interested in your thing, in your events or exhibitions. It's kind of worth it. I mean, no advertising is free. If you wanted to put up posters, you've still got to print posters, you've still got to spend hours putting them up. So we're going to look at how we can maximize our return on investment, and how we can even get a nice little boost. So if we go on to eBay and type in Facebook credits, what happens is you get these little people advertising £50 worth of Facebook advertising for £3.99. So what? Oh, it's $50, so that's probably not £50, but it's still something. Oh, that kind of makes me a liar. No, but like this is one route I'm showing you. Another route would be to, if we dig around the internet, Facebook, like Facebook wants you to advertise with it because it wants you to spend money to justify its giant cost. So occasionally, and if you dig around on the internet, you can get these free advertising vouchers, which are like £25, £50 kind of thing. If you dig around, I was just going to eBay, 'cause, you know, you can just buy it one click. So basically you just have to have a new kind of, never have used the a voucher before, 15 days of creation, just kind of, it's just a free little bit of money just to experiment with. So look at that. Now then, we need to create our advert. Now what we can do is we can link to an external page where I would put, say I was advertising New York Network, I put in the URL, do a title, the text of the advert, an image, you get to see a preview. If I was advertising an event, I can go onto a page. So we've got the New York Network page, just here, and I could create an event on the page. You know, I can put to like posts, events, whatever's on the page I can advertise, and I can do either Facebook adverts or sponsored stories. Sponsored stories is where, say you're advertising a page, it will, whoever you're trying to advertise to, if there's already someone in their social circle who already likes or approves of your thing, it will show up like so and so likes this. So the theory being that if your friend likes it, then you're more likely to like it because your friend likes it. Or if you're thinking that maybe you're going to be advertising to people who aren't, or say you've not got many likes on your page, you're not going to have many people who are going to have friends who are going to see this kind of thing, so you just go with Facebook adverts, in which case it just doesn't bother with that whole so and so likes this. So I'm gonna advertise the New York Network page. I'm not going to advertise a post, I'm just going to put a new advert. Destination tab, this is where people, if they click on the thing, where it'll take them to. I think I'll take them to the timeline. Can't change the thing. I can put in the body, and this is where you need to like really sell what you're advertising and make people want to check it out. So oops. Oops. So what, and then I can put in a custom image, but I'm just going to go with that image. So really what I'm going for is I'm trying to advertise the page to, you know, people. I could be like sending out links to everyone in my social circle saying, please like my page, which I have tried, but people kind of don't like that. They you know, they might like me, but they're not really, you know, whatever, dude. What, you know, they're not really into what I'm doing with this. So what I want to do is I want to connect with the people who are into this kind of thing, and they might not necessarily be my friends, but we do share, they could be my potential friends. So by getting the advertising space and getting in people's face, I can connect with new people. Now, I promised you an interesting moment. Now this is where it gets interesting, because we're advertising on Facebook, but we got 800 million people to advertise to. To advertise to all those 800 million would cost millions and millions of pounds. Well, or it would probably buy me about 10 seconds, about 1 click on Facebook. So what I can do is I can get really down and into people who would be really interested in this by you know how Facebook like takes all your data and uses it to profile you, you know, like knows what you're into, what you don't like, what you do like, you know, by liking things you're kind of giving away what you're into, what you're not into. Facebook uses all this and it enables people like me to really give people what they want to see, kind of thing. I'm not going to be advertising to people who like kind of like Sky Sports or something, or hunting foxes or something. I'm going to be advertising to people who like Freeze magazine or Art Monthly, or are part of University of Arts London, and this enables me to do that. So for a start, I'm going to say that people who are going to be interested in the Art Network are going to be pretty much from the United Kingdom. Now, I've only got like $50 to spend, so I really want to get like the most kind of leverage from this. So I really want to get this advert in front of people who are really actually genuinely going to be like, oh, this looks interesting. I can even go so far as to say that maybe it's only going to be people in London. You know, we've not really done much national, not really got much national presence, not really got much London presence, so anything that helps me keep it. In fact, I might even go so far as to say Hackney, you know, really narrow it down. Maybe even, can you get Peckham? East Peckham, West Peckham. Go with West Peckham and maybe even East Peckham. I didn't know Peckham was so differentiated. I'm just gonna type in Peckham. I mean, this is where like the people who are generally people who are into art kind of congregate. And you know, I've only got $50, so I really need to like, you know, narrow this down. I don't want to include cities. So you see how every time I'm like narrowing my reach down. So because I really want to get like people who are actually going to be interested in this, because I've got such a limited budget. So I can even narrow it by age. So I think people who are going to be interested in this is going to be like university age. So we're going to go like 18. You know, I think it maybe have a pretty broad appeal, but if I was say I was a university student, I was putting on like a student show, I'd pretty much want to just narrow it down to students. So I'd probably go 18 to 26. Again, we're narrowing this down. Now then, we can get pretty crafty here. Now then, can you know how you like things on Facebook? Well, what I could do is I could type in University of the Arts London. Wow, I can even go even more, you know, like we get all this select you know, Facebook suggests things. Right, so there's fewer than 20 people on Facebook who are in Hackney or Peckham and are part of the University of Arts London. So that's pretty too targeted. So I might want to like broaden it out. Chelsea, we're still getting fewer than 20. So what we could do is, what other stuff have we got? Slade, maybe try increasing our age match. No. See, this is where you need to tweak things around, because you might get super targeted, or you might get too much. You need to really like play around. What I think I will do is I'll just go for London. I won't try and be clever. Alright, we've got 10,000 people now, and you know, if I was a university student putting on a student show, you know, I'm getting like University of Arts London, and you know, that might even be too broad. I might just go for like St Martin's. You know, we got down to 6,000. Royal College of Art, Camberwell, Chelsea, and what else is like? I wonder if Wimbledon's in. Wimbledon, how is it? Wimbledon School of Art, College of Art. Did I just delete something there? Chelsea's on. I'll just go for University of Arts London just to be sure. So I mean, we've got 10,000 people. You know, we know that they're going to be interested in art. We know they're going to be in London. We know they're going to be like university age, so they're going to be maybe pretty interested in what we're showing them. Now then, we can show connections on Facebook. Say we've already got people liking the site. We don't want to be showing them the advert because, you know, they're already aware of what we're doing. So we can go to only people who are not fans of New Art Network, so that we're really getting new people. So like 18 to 23 year olds, male and female, gonna be like studying art or have studied art, gonna be in London. Now then, let's see how much this is gonna cost us to get our advert in front of them. What we can do is, and we can set our currency, set our account, time zone, campaign name. What exactly is $50? I've got £31 to play with. So let's say we have £10 per day. And this means that we're not going to spend more than £10 a day. Run my campaign. Now then, you can see that if we go with a cost per click action, it's only going to cost us 39p a click. So it's going to show our adverts to 10,000 people on Facebook, and if they click on the advert, it's going to cost us 39p, and we've got £10 a day, so we're going to get a lot of clicks, relatively speaking, and they're going to be super interested in what we're showing them. So, you know, you could get a load of posters printed up, go around places, go around St Martin's, Royal College, Camberwell. I mean, I don't think St Martin's even let you in if you're not already at St Martin's. You know, these places don't just let strangers go in and put posters up. Oh, Chelsea do. They're cool. You know, we could go and get £30 worth of posters printed up. Probably get us like, I don't know, a few hundred. Spend a week going around these places. How much? I mean, hours putting up these posters, and you know, or we could just spend like £10 and get people at 39p a click. I think I prefer this kind of method. It's kind of original. You know, people just ignore posters kind of thing. Now, if you've got your stuff on Facebook, it kind of looks a bit more impressive. So that's all good. I mean, 39p a click, that's pretty good, I think. We're getting, I mean, leverage terms you get, like I keep hammering this point, but we're really getting people who are going to be interested in what we've got. So right, we go to review advert. I mean, and we've already got the free advert voucher thing, so it's pretty cool. So that's going to be, I'd probably like like really fill out the text on it. Place order. Or there is another thing with where you can pay for. Whoops, I just totally lost all that. There is another way of paying where it's not per click, it's per 1,000 impressions. Here we go, pay for impressions. Now this means that we've got these 10,000 people, and when they're on Facebook, it will show the advert to them 10,000 times for 6p. That, you know, you've got to bid because other people are wanting to advertise to these people as well. So, you know, it said it's like suggested bid, so we could be paying up to 51p, 35p, gives us 39p. You have to like kind of tweak this kind of thing around. But pay for impressions, I mean, it goes even lower. Like, we could just pay, like, imagine going around putting 10,000 flyers on people's desks at these places for like 6p. That is pretty impressive, and I hope you're kind of like figuring out why Facebook is so valuable and why it's pretty interesting, why you should be getting into this kind of thing. Wow, I've managed to go on for half an hour. I need to be wrapping this up. So definitely look into this thing. You know, it's all pretty easy. Just click on adverts, go through all the stuff, experiment with your websites, your events, your pages. You know, it's a good way to get initial likes to your page. It's a good way not to hassle your friends, not to lose your friends. It's a good way to get your thing, whatever you're trying to promote, in front of people who are actually going to be interested in it, who might not be your friends. You know, it's not going to cost the earth. You got the free voucher that you can get, and even when you're paying, it's pretty affordable. If you think about, you know, you're going to have to get posters and stuff printed anyway. If there's a group going on, everyone chips in. I mean, you could easily get like £100 to spend, and you're really going to advertise this to new people, going to get new people interested in you. You know, you can really mess about with this. I mean, they've got every kind of thing. We could be advertising to like Freeze magazine, like Tate, people interested in Tate, Modern. You know, it's just use your imagination to really narrow it down. Think about, well, whatever you're putting on, what those kind of people, you know, where these people, what kind of things they like, and how to really narrow it down. You search like whereabouts they would live. You know, we're in London, so this is gonna be pretty expensive because, you know, people think London people, that's more valuable kind of advertising. If you were out like in another city, say Sheffield, where I'm from, I'm sure it would be even cheaper because, you know, the perception is that people in Sheffield are not worth as much. Well, there's probably just not going to be as many because this, like, it's pretty new stuff. Not a lot of people know about how to advertise on Facebook and how easy it is. So people probably going to be like Coca-Cola and McDonald's and stuff, and just going to be like doing really broad advertising. If you get like really specific, you can get your prices really down. If you're out in like another city, you know, people aren't going to be knowing about this advertising, and it's just going to be like really affordable, really super cheap, and you're just going to be connecting with, you know, other like-minded people, going to be putting on cool things, getting like new people down, having new connections, and you know, it's going to be a lot more motivating to know that you're going to be putting on an event and you can advertise it to people who are actually going to be coming down and checking out the event, and not just like your mates coming for free booze. So I hope this tutorial has been useful for you. I hope you go out and get your $50, get your, you know, start thinking about what events you want to put on, how you can advertise it on Facebook, how you can get people down, and you know, the whole world benefits, and we all live happily ever after. So thank you for watching. This has been a New York Network tutorial about how to advertise on Facebook. Thank you. Bye.